everyone, welcome back to my channel and my name is Siri. In this video, we are going to talk about few amazing tips which are going to help you to practice English when you are alone. I know you have this problem of not having a person with whom you can practice English speaking. To that problem or to that question, I gave a solution in many of my previous videos talking about a lot of techniques which help you to speak English with yourself. Like it could be reviewing a film, like you just need to talk about a film, or you can talk about an incident which happened in your life, or you can just start asking random questions to yourself and start answering them. You can look at yourself in the mirror and start speaking with yourself. So these are all the solutions that I've given to all of you to that one particular problem, right? But in this video we are going to talk about those tips that you need to keep in your mind when you are practicing English speaking with your own self. By following these steps, I'm very sure the results are going to be very effective. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get into the video. So the first tip I want to tell you is to speak out loud. Now, I believe this is one of the important tips that you need to follow. When we are alone, it's important to speak out loud, because when we are surrounded by people, we are scared to speak a language in which we are not very perfect. That's why we do not prefer to speak in a language which we are not perfect at whenever we are in public. But when you are alone, you are just giving that time to yourself to practice. So while you are practicing, you just need to make sure that you are speaking out loud. Speaking out loud has a lot of benefits. When you speak out loud, I feel that it improves your pronunciation. I feel that speaking out loud is going to boost your confidence a lot. You keep practicing, if you keep practicing that way, like speaking out loud, speaking with your own self, that confidence is going to be within you all the time. Even when you have to speak in public, you're not going to be nervous, you're not going to feel tensed. Okay, that happens only when you practice this way. So from now, remember that whenever you're practicing alone, speak out loud. Okay, and the next one I want to tell you is to kick that fear out of your brain and your heart, because this fear is just pulling us down to not to speak in English. See, in fear, there are types. There's a fear to perform better. There's a fear to improve from our mistakes. There's a fear to learn every single day. But again, there's a fear which is not letting us to speak out. There's a fear which is always self-doubting ourselves that am I performing good? What people are going to think about me? Will I ever be able to speak in English? So you just need to identify that fear for yourself. If there's a fear inside your brain and your heart which is pulling you down and not letting you to speak in English when you are alone, or not letting you to practice English, just remove that fear from your brain and your heart, because we have to accept that we are in learning stage. We are in the learning stage. None of us are perfectionists in this language. In the learning stage, it's very much obvious that we might make a lot of mistakes. We learn from them. So this is the process that we need to follow. So there is no need of constantly thinking about this fear. Okay, that will I ever be able to impress people? There's no need to think about this. And just removing this fear from your brain and your heart is just going to relieve so many things. So I really want all of you to do this as well. And the next one I want to talk about is appreciating yourself. We are never ever appreciating our own selves. Sometimes it's required to appreciate your own self. First, you have to appreciate your own self. I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes you would know if you have actually practiced very well. You would know you have actually improved a lot in your fluency. When you know that you have performed well, you have practiced well enough that day, just speaking with yourself, you felt that yes, today I have seen a visible improvement in my practice. Just try and appreciate yourself. That is just a small thing that you can do to yourself. Just say that, well done, well done, you've done great. Just say that to yourself. There's nothing wrong if you do it. We should always not self-doubting ourselves. I know self-doubt always goes on in our mind, that am I doing this right, am I doing this wrong, am I practicing enough, am I speaking well, am I not speaking well. I know a lot of crap goes on our brain. It's okay, but sometimes just try and appreciate yourself. Just look at yourself in the mirror and say, well done, you've done great. If you are able to sense that improvement in your fluency, if you feel that yes, you have improved a lot, okay, if you truly feel that, just try and appreciate yourself. It's such a small thing, but it is going to give you a lot of happiness. Okay, and the next one that I want to say is consistency. I cannot speak enough about consistency. Sometimes being consistent becomes boring, because to practice the same thing every day for a period of time becomes boring. In between, we might just feel like giving up, but you just need to control your brain on that. It's up to you, because the results consistency gives you are just going to shock you. You do a particular thing, you practice a particular thing for like a specific period of time without fail. The results that you are going to get after practicing that, they are just going to shock you. They are just going to surprise you. But those results are going to flow in when you practice consistently. Consistency is the key when it comes to anything in life, I think. Yes, anything, consistency is the key. Especially when it comes to being fluent in English. It's not that you do it for one day, day 2 you forget it, day 3 you do it again. It's not like that. You should do that every single day. I mean, you should practice speaking every single day. If you have made this promise to yourself that you are going to speak with yourself every single day, try and do it consistently, or else don't do it. Okay, so try and follow this tip as well. And the last tip that I want to tell you is to practice at least 15 minutes a day. Now I'm talking about minimum time that you need to practice, which is 15 minutes a day for sure, without any fail. I want all of you to practice speaking with yourself at least 15 minutes a day. Minimum is 15 minutes, maximum is up to you, depending on your schedule, depending on your time, depending on your patience, whatever it is. But minimum amount of practice should be at least of 15 minutes every single day. If you feel that you would be bored by practicing every single day 15 minutes talking about the same topic, you can try and follow involving various techniques every single day, which allows you to speak with your own self. Like for example, on the day 1, you can start by just looking at yourself in the mirror and just speak with yourself for 15 minutes. On day 2, you can just use that technique of talking about a movie. Okay, that movie you like, what are the elements that you like in the movie. Talk about a movie for 15 minutes. And on day 3, you can start talking about an incident which happened in your life. On day 4, you can talk about random questions, random topics. You can ask questions to yourself and start answering them. You can do all this. But the common thing over here is that you just have to be consistent, and you have to practice for 15 minutes a day every single day without fail. That's it. And that's when you are going to see the results, and that's when you are going to see that improvement in your fluency. Okay, and I feel that all these 5 tips are supposed to be addressed, and these are really going to help you if you actually apply them to your practice whenever you're trying to speak with yourself when you are alone. If you find time alone, use it to the best. Try and practice as much as possible, because practice makes man perfect. Practice is the key. Practice is very important. I know this sounds boring. It's the fact. It's the fact. And remember that we are in the stage of learning. There is still a lot to learn. There's a lot of stuff to learn. We are just in the stage of learning, so do not expect to be perfect all the time. It's okay if you make mistakes, just learn from them. That's it. And I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a like and share it with your friends, and please do let me know in the comment section how did you like the video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Please consider subscribing. I will see you guys very soon. Till then, you take care.